Hey folks, Peter Crouch for Crash Course Podcast. Hey, you've been listening to me for years here. Hey, if you got in an accident, would you know where to bring your car right now? Would you know who to have it fixed? Probably not, right? Well, V&J Auto Body knows where you should have your car fixed. Right? These guys have been fixing cars since 1981. It's a family-owned business. These guys have been doing the right thing for over 40 years, and they're going to do the right thing for you. V&J Auto Body is located in beautiful downtown Lindenhurst. They can be reached at 631-226-0070. Why should you bring your car to V&J? For a lot of good reasons. I'll name a few right now. Certified facility. They have 26 separate certifications. Right, 26. That means they can fix nearly every single manufactured vehicle out there. All right, they have 2 production centers. One is 25,000 square foot. They can handle any size vehicle and any make or model. State-of-the-art painting facility with gas-fired and computer engineered paint facilities. Okay, they also have concierge, all right, 24-hour concierge service. That means they have their own tow trucks. They can come get your car where, when, and wherever you are. All right, they also have rental on the premises. All right, they have the professional staff in the office and the professional staff in the production facility. All right, some of the highest trained technicians in the industry work at V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body is looking out for you. They're going to fix your car the right way, the way you want it, not the way the insurance guys. Let V&J Auto Body represent your interests, not the insurance interests, and let them fix your car safely and consistent with industry standards. V&J Auto Body for all of your auto body needs. Give those guys a call, 631-226-0070, and go to VandJAutobody.com. Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing episode of the one and only Crash Course Podcast. Hey, thanks for stopping by today. Hey, the mantra, right? If you've been following us here, the mantra, of course, is we're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. All right, and on that note, we're going to do that right now. We're going to get right into it. We got a lot of stuff to unpack here. I did make a promise in the last episode that we're going to touch on the serious issue of the insurance company repair programs or direct repair programs, insurance sponsored shop, whatever you want to call it. All right, it's a waste of time. It's what we should call it. All right, and a waste of your money and time and cause you a lot of aggravation. Anyway, I digress. Here we go. Hey, I read the things you don't want to read, right? I look at the things you don't want to look at. Well, guess what? Here's what I discovered today. Ford. You own a Ford? Listen up. Ford is recalling 90,000 vehicles. 90,000, all right? Those are 2021 to 2022 Broncos, Ford Edge, Ford Explorer, F-150, the Lincoln Aviator, and the Lincoln Nautilus. Now this is a beauty. Listen to this. The reason for the recall is the intake valve apparently snaps. All right? Now, I'm no mechanical genius here, but doesn't sound good, right? Well, it's not. Ford says it could cause catastrophic engine failure, which in layman's terms means if you're driving along at 70 miles an hour and this baby lets go, you're going to be in deep shit. Okay? All right, so if you own any of those vehicles between those years, please contact Ford immediately. Ford says they will replace the motor in those cars. All right, if your vehicle fails an engine cycle test. I don't know what the hell that is. To me, it's pretty plain. If the thing isn't working, they should yank it out. But they will conduct a test free of charge, and if it fails, they will be installing a new motor in your car. All right, hopefully it's not the same motor with the valve problem. But that's what they're telling me. Well, that's what they're telling us. All right. Okay, catastrophic engine failure. What else we got here for you today? All right, listen up. Safety equipment, right? Every car has got a ton of it today, right? It's almost like we don't even have to pay attention anymore, especially like if you drive some of these electric cars, the EVs. Remember the EVs, electric vehicles? Woo! Boy, do we love them over here at Crash Course, right? Not so much. At any rate, what I've discovered, okay, again, remember I read the things you don't like to read. Research finds, and the research was conducted by the National Institute of Insurance and National Highway Traffic Safety Bureaus. So the research found that there is little evidence that partial automation prevents crashes. Wow. That's earth-shattering, right? I'm in the body shop business, and I never thought it was really having a big impact either. But I never thought to this extent. Now, don't confuse automation with accident avoidance. because I know it's tricky for me. You know, it was hard for me to get my head around a lot of this crap too. So partial automation, what they mean by automation is like you get in a Tesla, it's got that self-drive mode, right? You know, you can basically, you know, pass out and this thing supposedly, theoretically drives itself. Folks, I've been in one of these cars. All right, I've been with one of our technicians, and I've gotten in the car and been on the road, you know, like one of the major highways, and the guy lets go of the steering wheel. I got to tell you, man, I don't know about anybody else, this freaked me out. I mean, sitting there in the front of this car, we're booking on 65 miles an hour, and there's shitload of traffic all around us, and this guy lets go of the wheel, and I just like it was just a really creepy feeling. All right, now obviously we were doing that to assure that we had calibrated all the systems in the car. All right, I wasn't comfortable with that. I don't know who the hell would be. At any rate, so partial automation is not contributing to increased safety at all. All right, so if you're a big automated guy and you think this is really cool stuff, you know, the fact that these cars are going to drive themselves and you know, talk to you eventually and do other things to you, I don't know, it's not looking too good here. All right, and as I said, don't confuse that with accident avoidance systems, right? What I mean by that is ADAS. All right, these are the systems that basically make the car safer during an accident. That's the way I look at it, right? What I mean by that is they try to mitigate the collision forces. All right, you're never gonna anybody that tells you that well these systems help you avoid an accident, it's all bullshit. All right, plain and simple, folks. Ain't happening. What they do is they mitigate the circumstance, right? So if you have an automated braking system, or you got a let's say you got a Subaru and Subaru's got the eyesight. All right, listen, this shit works. I'm driving into the garage at V&J Auto Body, and I don't realize that this thing's got this system in it, this eyesight shit. And there's a car in the garage that's probably, I don't know, maybe 2.5 car lengths down. I come flying in, this thing locks up. I mean, this car locks up. I almost go through the fucking windshield. I have no idea what the hell's going on, right? I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, the engine just blew, the tranny locked up. This thing locks up. I eat the steering wheel, comes to almost a complete stop. Not totally, but almost a complete stop. And I see eyesight system, you know, it's all lit up. I'm like, holy shit. So they do work, but again, I'm entering the garage. I wasn't doing 60 miles an hour, right? But come on, what was I doing? 5 miles an hour, whatever the hell I was doing, right? Driving in there, I hit the accelerator. But I was impressed. All right, you know, I'll give it to them. It locked up the brakes, scared the shit out of me. Almost, like I said, I almost ate the steering wheel and the windshield. But those are accident. Again, they say accident avoidance. It's not a very good. It's not a very good analogy. I don't think so. All right, because I get cars coming into my shop with, you know, they do everything other than, you know, make love to you, for Christ's sakes. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, the stuff that we see in these cars today, it's incredible, right? I don't have to tell you out there, all right? These cars it's crazy. I mean, sooner or later they're going to be talking to us. And yet, they're still banged up. I got Teslas, I got cameras on top of cameras. And I got, okay, for instance, I had a customer in my shop the other day, comes in, wants an estimate. Give it to him. The guy comes running in the door, 10 minutes later, I hit somebody. He backs out of the spot and hits a car in my lot that was already finished that I was looking to deliver that night. I mean, you can't make this shit up, folks. This guy's got cameras on top of cameras. He's got cameras watching cameras. And he still manages to back into a car that's in my lot that was at least 25 feet away from him. I don't know. I mean, I think the guy deserved a medal for that. I mean, it seemed like quite a feat to me, but you know, it's crazy, right? So that's my point. So when they say accident avoidance, I know when you buy your fancy car and you go to the dealer, oh, this thing's got all the state-of-the-art safety equipment in this. This is, you know, accident avoidance to the T. Baloney. It's all bullshit. Okay, it really is. Yes, is it gonna help? Of course. It's gonna mitigate. Hopefully, I mean, if you're doing 100 or you're doing 80, then nothing's gonna mitigate anything. And these systems do. Despite what they tell you, these systems do have their limitations, folks. Both for speed and you know, other variables. But at any rate, so partial automation is a no-go in the safety realm, right? This is research that was done over the course of a year, and I guess with many different vehicles and stuff like that, and it's having zero impact. All right. Adaptive cruise control. Now get this, adaptive cruise control. All right. So that's what that is you have a camera or a sensor in the front, and it allows you to basically, again, here we go again, right? Let go of the wheel and not have to worry about anything. Right. This was like the forerunner of what we're seeing now with the automated cars. So this thing here is cruise control on steroids, right? You let go, it maintains a safe distance, yada yada. All right, people are still driving into people with this, right? Because all of these systems, folks, they all rely on one thing: the driver being attentive to what the hell's going on around them. So I don't know what kind of smoke and mirrors and other shit they're selling these people when they buy the cars, but you read every disclaimer for every manufacturer, and they all say in big red ink or big bold print, driver inattentiveness will mitigate the effectiveness of this system. Right? It means if you're getting in the car and you're deciding to do something else, I don't know, whatever you're going to do, and not pay attention, good luck. All right? So adaptive cruise control is considered a partially automated system. Right? While these systems offer convenience and promote some positive driving behavior, they do not enhance the safety beyond what is already provided by the crash avoidance systems. All right? They don't. Increasing all right. Did everybody get their head around that? I know there's a lot going on there. So automation or partial does nothing for your safety. Despite what the salesman or the saleswoman told you, it's not doing anything. So don't rely on it. All right, enjoy it, I guess, if that's your thing. I mean, for me, I want my hand on the wheel, man. I can't trust no computer or no sensors or cameras. I gotta be driving. I'm just old school, I'm just saying. But if that's your thing, great, knock yourself out. Just remember, it's not a safety system. All right, it's not gonna contribute to any increased safety threshold while you're operating that vehicle. No more, at least, than the ADAS system, the accident detection and avoidance systems, that's what ADAS stands for, that are already installed in the vehicle. And again, those are a multitude of different things, right? Sensors, parking sensors, proximity sensors, cameras, the eyesight system on Subaru, all these various things, emergency braking, the automated turning, right? I know Acura has a rear wheel turn system that's supposed to help you corner the vehicle in tight corners at high speed. All these things are great, but folks, here's the bottom line, right? Me, I tell you all this time, full disclosure, right? I work at V&J Auto Body. I'm dealing with this day in and day out. These advanced cars, I'm talking about Teslas, Range Rovers, Jaguars, high-end, everything else in between. These people are still smacking up these cars. They're still driving into shit. So that's why I look at it as more as a mitigation safety systems, right? I don't think accident avoidance is very good. That's just my opinion. That's the official opinion of Crash Course Podcast. I don't want anybody getting all worked up over there. What is he talking about? GM tells me that these things are accident avoidance. Of course GM's going to tell you. And listen, and that's how they are. That's how they're engineered, and that is exactly how they are positioned. Absolutely, accident detection and avoidance system, ADAS. But, if you're going 80, folks, or you're going 75, I don't know how much accident avoiding you're going to do. I'm just saying, all right? All right, so let's move on here. Increasing car insurance rates, right? Wow, great, terrific. So on top of screwing us all the time, now they're hitting us over the head for more money. This continues to be a growing problem. You're not alone. If you've seen massive increases in your premiums, don't think it's something you did or didn't do, or you're a horrible driver. Folks, I got news for you. Listen up. It doesn't matter. All right? Let's get our heads around this. It's not mattering anymore what kind of a driver you are. All right? I don't think it's any secret. You're not really hearing a lot of these stupid little guru commercials from all the insurance companies about, if you do this and that or reduce your rate. There are no rate reduce. They're just going up. Okay? They're just going up. It's affecting everybody. I had in the last episode I talked about it. Remember I told you rates have gone up as much as 48% since 2021. They've gone up over 15% just since January 1st of this year. That's a lot of money, folks. I feel it too. It's absolutely retarded. All right, this is impacting consumers and the auto body industry. Obviously, it's affecting me, you, and of course the industry that I work in. Here is what one shop. Now listen to this. The reason why I decided to extrapolate this little ditty here from an article I was reading in Fender Bender, by the way. See, again, I read all the stuff you don't want to read or can't read or don't know about, but I do. All right, I do. All right, because I take care of the folks. That's what we do here. All right, we look out for the folks. And this gem was brilliant here. Just listen up for a second, and I'll go ahead and paraphrase this. So we got high insurance rates, right? Auto body industry is feeling it nationwide. What does that mean when they say they're feeling it? Well, they're seeing less cars. They're seeing less people come in, right? You get a little dent on your door, a little bang up job on the bumper. Hey, all of a sudden you can live with that, right? Let's be honest. Maybe the insurance company peels off a check to you for something you didn't do, right? You get next thing you know, you got $1,500 in your pocket, and you're like, wow, that feels good. I don't think that dent in the door and the quarter panel and the other door really bothers me too much, right? I mean, I'm just saying, okay? Folks you're gonna be more tolerable about stuff, all right? Trust me. If you're not, I know you're laughing or you're rubbing your head, saying, nah, I wouldn't do that. I'd get it fixed. I don't know, bullshit. Okay, let's be honest here. Things get really bad. You go to the insurance company, some asshole drove into you, and you walk away with a $3,500 check, and there's nothing on that car that's a safety issue or that's going to get you a summons. I'm just saying, right? I mean, you might like to have that money. So it's impacting everybody, right? It's the old trickle-down effect, okay? Consumers are hurting. They're overlooking things. They're taking the money and they're running. So here's what one shop owner, again, this is an article that I read in Fender Bender, right? Because remember what I just said. Take care of the folks here. Here's what one brainiac came up with. All right, here is what one shop owner feels. All right, some body shop owner in another state somewhere. Gone are the days when consumers could rely on just paying their deductible. All right, we talked about this over and over again. I've had many episodes. You have your deductible, $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever the hell you told the insurance company you were good with paying. All right, that's what that's all you should be paying. I would say that's all you should pay, unless there's some egregious deduction for depreciation or other things like that, betterment and stuff like that. Other than that, it should just be your deductible. All right. So this guy, remember what I just said. Rates are going up. Things are getting tough. Times are rough. All right. You just banged up your car, busted taillight, busted headlight. It's really not that drivable. You got to get this thing fixed. All right. So this brainiac turns around and says, "Gone are the days when consumers could just rely on paying their deductible. Today, vehicle repair standards often necessitate payments beyond the customer's deductible." All right, folks. This is bullshit. This is pure bullshit. All right. This is another example of a guy that can't think outside the box. I don't know who this guy is. I'm not going to mention his name. He's not even from around here. Around here is, if you listen to this podcast, around here is Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk, maybe, downstate, that type of stuff there. So if you go to a body shop and this is the answer this guy gives you, if your car's drivable, you should walk out, get in the car, and drive as quick as you can to V&J Auto Body. All right? I'm just saying. All right? And if you can't make it to V&J, then you're going to where? Collision Service Network. CollisionServiceNetwork.com is there for the folks and for the independently owned and operated auto body guys. All right, go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com and find the body shop. Okay? That's not going to give this kind of answer, folks. V&J isn't giving this kind of answer. Okay? What this guy is basically suggesting here is because there are things on these vehicles, all right, whether it's technical, electrical, or body, that may involve other processes, materials, and procedures that the insurance companies may not be too happy about paying for. This guy's just going to throw his hands up in the air and say, well, I'll just stick it to my customer. I mean, what kind of bullshit is that? All right, and you don't need to take that. All right, you need to go to V&J Auto Body in Lindenhurst. Because at V&J Auto Body, right, we don't make promises we can't keep, but we do guarantee that we're going to do the best we can for you, right? And they do also extend deductible discounts All right, listen up, folks. Times are tough. Deductible discounts where they can. That can vary from a couple dollars to the whole thing, and occasionally nothing. All right, but you're never gonna pay more than your deductible. All right. If I'm your body shop and you come to me and your car's banged up, you've been in an accident, you're traumatized already, right? God forbid if you're hurt. You're traumatized already, right? The insurance company put you through the ringer because they're never that helpful. And even if they are, they give you erroneous or, disinformation a lot of times. All right, so you come to us, you come to V&J Auto Body, or maybe you heard the podcast, right? You listened to Crash Course, you said, hey, I know what to do. I'm not going to fall for this bullshit. And you go to a V&J Auto Body. Well, I'm going to negotiate with the insurance company to get what's called an agreed price. Now, that agreed price is incumbent on me, not you. Folks, think about what this guy is saying. Hey, if I fail at my job, if I suck, if I'm not a good negotiator, if I don't do my job right, or I can't convince the insurance companies, or maybe I'm not even certified to be touching your car to begin with, God forbid some of these shops be honest with you about that, right? No, instead they're going to tell you they can fix your car, and then when they get into it, say, oh, I'm sorry, I got a problem. The car won't start, or I can't buy the part. So, V&J Auto Body, I'm never going to do that, folks. That's never going to happen. That's incumbent on me. All right, you signed a DR. It's called a designated representative. That means I stand in your shoes with the insurance company. It's like you talking to the insurance guys, right? I'm negotiating for an agreed price. My price, not your price, my price. I know what I need to fix the car. So now I don't get that price. So now I'm supposed to come to you and say, oh, Mr. Smith, I suck at my job. And the insurance companies are real SOBs and they don't want to pay for anything. So on top of the $500, I have to charge you another $800 because I'm an asshole and I don't really know how to do my job. Right? This is what's going on out there, folks. Okay? This is why I always tell you guys, understand who and why somebody's fixing your car. Who's fixing your car and why they want to fix it the way they want to fix it. Okay? You need to understand that today. Because not only can this impact you obviously in downstream, right? For resellability, reliability, and performance, can affect you in the immediate money, right? And when times are tough, you don't need somebody to help you make it tougher, right? You go to V&J Auto Body, folks there are going to make sure that everything goes as smooth as possible. And that includes your financial responsibility being limited to your deductible. Listen, I mean, if your insurance company buys 4 tires and they say, oh, it's the policy of the company that we have to depreciate the tires, and the tires are $300 and they take off $100 on each tire, yeah, we're probably going to want to collect some of that. I'm not even saying I'm going to collect all of it, but we're probably going to have to collect some of that, right? That's a depreciation. That's nothing that anybody can control. But if I'm not good at my job, if I suck at my job, if I didn't negotiate effectively, right? If I wasn't able to negotiate with the insurance representative, right? And convince them through my expertise and my certifications why we need to do A, B, C, and D, that's not your problem. I mean, that's my problem. And yet this brainiac wants to make it your problem, right? Forget it. Forget about it. It ain't happening. All right, so remember, don't end up that person. Don't be that guy. And another way to avoid being that guy, right? Before we wrap things up here is, do not allow the insurance company. Okay, hello, listen up, wake up. Do not allow the insurance company to tell you where to go, folks. All right, if you can't call us, folks, if you can't contact Collision Service Network, if you can't get to a phone and contact V&J Auto Body, I understand, shit happens. I get it, all right? And you got to call the insurance guys fine. Just remember this. There's going to be tremendous pressure, all right, for you to bring your car to a shop, all right? And when I say a shop, their shop, one of their shops, not their shop, but a shop that they work with, all right? It's called a direct repair program or insurance-sponsored program. Folks, it is the worst thing you can do, all right? Especially when times are tough, all right? Insurance company shops collect every dime, every penny. They do nothing extra, all right? Nothing more. They don't try and help you. They're not going to go out of your way. And guess what? If things go sideways, you got to be honest with yourself. Things go sideways. Are they going to be really Are they going to be pretty anxious to get to stand in the sandbox with you in the foxhole? Probably not. Maybe initially, a little bit, make it look good, make it look like they give a shit, but probably not. So don't get caught in that trap, folks. I can't stress it enough. And before I go here, one last thing on that too. Stop with the photos, please. I got customers that have been with me for years, and I send photos to the insurance company. Why? Well, they told me to. Bullshit. And they don't tell you anyway. They ask you, hey, you got photos? No, I don't. And if you do, don't give it to them. All right? Because if you give them photos, you're helping them and you're not helping yourself. Okay? And remember, folks, it's a privacy issue. Surrender photos to the insurance company and you surrender privacy. All that becomes the property of the insurance companies. They can open up an investigation on you. They can decide to manipulate the photos. What I mean by that is they can use it to their advantage to try and limit their exposure to liability, right? Or limit their payout. And the estimates that are generated from this are 98% of the time require supplements, large supplements, all right? Check this out before I go. Just had an estimate, $544 estimate. Customer came in, he sent photos. Guess what? I rewrote that estimate for almost $4,000, folks. All right? Don't do it. You're not under any obligation at all. Insurance companies aren't the police. They're not the FBI. They're not the CIA. They're an insurance company. They're a business. You pay a lot of money. You have rights and expectations. All right? We've explained them here. All right? Don't be a victim. Remember, crash course. We set things straight. We make the folks smart here, all right? Don't be a victim of ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss, all right? Now when it comes to this stuff, all right? It helps the insurance guys. They don't need any help. All right, man, that's it. I'll catch you on the next episode.